Hello, knowledge seekers. In this episode of 20-Minute Books, we explore At Your Guest, a riveting read from 2021 by best-selling author, podcast host, and renowned leadership consultant, Carey Nieuwhof. With over 1 million people engaging with his content monthly, Nieuwhof draws on his extensive experience to tackle an issue many of us face: the overwhelming demands on our time. In At Your Best, Nieuwhof offers more than just time management tips. He crafts a comprehensive guide designed to help you align your schedule with your personal energy peaks and priorities. This insightful book is an essential resource for anyone from busy professionals struggling with burnout to leaders seeking revitalization. It promises strategies to help you thrive in both your professional and personal life, ensuring you achieve your goals while maintaining energy for what you truly love. This book is particularly suited for individuals who are on the brink of burnout and leaders in search of effective ways to recharge and refocus. Join us as we unpack how to navigate our hectic lives and optimize our day-to-day activities to not just manage, but excel. At Your Best: How to Get Time, Energy, and Priorities Working in Your Favor. Introduction. Find the keys to a balanced life by managing your core assets effectively. Do you ever feel like you're constantly running on a treadmill, working hard yet getting nowhere with your life's ambitions? It's an all too common scenario. You're busy beyond measure, but at the end of the day, you've barely made a dent in your to-do list. Meanwhile, your dreams and aspirations seem perpetually out of reach. This isn't just frustrating, it's unhealthy, and living this way can lead to serious burnout. The reality is, despite what it feels like, you actually do have the same amount of time as everyone else, even the world's top achievers. The question is not whether you have time, but how effectively you manage the time you have. You need more than just time management skills. You need a strategy to synergize your key personal assets, time, energy, and priorities, to work in your favor. Imagine breaking away from this relentless cycle of burnout by mastering these assets. Based on lessons from the author's personal recovery from burnout, this narrative unveils the precious balance of managing your core assets effectively to enhance your life quality. Firstly, understand how easy it is for your focus and priorities to be derailed, often without you even noticing. The constant pings from your phone, the quick favor requests, and unexpected tasks. These distractions subtly shift your attention away from what truly matters, leaving you to wonder where your day went. Next, consider the concept of energy zones, certain times of the day when you're naturally more energetic and productive. Identifying and harnessing these peak periods is crucial. They are your secret weapon to achieving more in less time, but only if you align your top priorities with these high energy windows. Finally, there is a delicate but powerful skill you need to cultivate: the ability to say no. Politeness and a desire to help can often lead you to accept more responsibilities than you can handle. Learning to decline requests gracefully not only protects your time, but also empowers you to stay true to your priorities. By tuning into these elements, you can stop the glorification of being perpetually busy and start making real progress towards your personal and professional goals. You deserve to live a fulfilling life, not just a full diary. Embrace these strategies to transform being busy into being productive, and watch yourself start to thrive. Part 1. Synchronize your core assets for a fulfilling life. Back in 2006, on the surface, Carey Nieuwhof seemed to have it all: successful career growth, a loving family, and robust health. But beneath this facade of success, he was crumbling under the weight of unbearable professional demands. Internally, he fantasized about escaping it all to a distant, tranquil hammock in Fiji. It was a clear sign: something had to change. Nieuwhof's story resonates with many who feel trapped in a cycle of stress, which often contradicts the outward appearance of having a successful life. Through his journey out of burnout, Nieuwhof identified three crucial elements: time, energy, and priorities, which, when harmonized, shaped the foundation of a truly thriving life. The essence of Nieuwhof's discovery is that thriving isn't just about managing time, but aligning it with your energy levels and true priorities. This alignment ensures every dimension is reinforcing the others, promoting a sustainable and fulfilling life. Firstly, let's talk about focused time. It's a common misconception to treat all hours of the day equally. Nieuwhof emphasizes that not all hours hold the same potential for productivity. By identifying and protecting these peak times, you can significantly enhance your ability to tackle important tasks without being sidetracked by minutiae. Energy, the second core asset, often goes overlooked. Nieuwhof found that recognizing his natural rhythms of high and low energy and arranging his work around those peaks and troughs was crucial in maintaining his stamina and focus throughout the day. Misalignment here can lead to exhaustion and underperformance, even if you're spending hours trying to be productive. Lastly, there's the critical aspect of priorities. All too often, our true priorities are hijacked by others' demands, leading us to sideline our own goals. The art of saying no, an essential skill for maintaining focus on what's truly important, is vital for defending these priorities. This isn't just about being assertive, it's about being clear on what you value most and making your decisions accordingly. In the following sections, we'll explore how you can step off the stress spiral and onto what Nieuwhof calls the thrive cycle. By getting these three assets, time, energy, and priorities, to synchronize beautifully. This isn't just about productivity, it's about building a life you don't need an escape from. Part 2. Maximize productivity by mapping out your energy zones. Have you ever struggled to keep your eyes open during a mid-afternoon meeting? It's a common scenario and reflects a natural ebb and flow in our energy levels throughout the day. Interestingly, this is not just an office worker's problem. Even highly trained professionals like anesthesiologists experience a dip in performance as the day progresses. What's crucial here is understanding and using your personal energy cycles to your advantage. The central theme of this discussion is maximize effectiveness by identifying and utilizing your energy zones effectively. Everyone experiences peaks and troughs in energy during the day, typically enjoying 3 to 5 hours of high productivity, known as the green zone. This is the time when you're most alert, focused, and creatively charged. Instead of squandering these prime hours on mundane tasks like checking emails or routine meetings, they should be reserved for your most demanding and important work. Then there's the yellow zone, a moderate phase where you're not at peak performance but still operational. This zone is ideal for less intensive tasks that require less mental exertion, like administrative duties or some types of meetings. Lastly, the red zone marks your lowest energy points in the day. During this phase, even simple tasks can feel laborious. It's the least ideal time for high-stake activities or strategic decision-making. To truly capitalize on this concept, spend the next few days monitoring your own energy levels. Observe the times when you feel most vigorous and ready to tackle complex challenges, as well as those moments when you would much rather curl up for a nap. Map these onto a personal energy clock, delineating your green, yellow, and red zones. Keep in mind that these productive stretches, your green zones, might not necessarily line up back to back. You might find, as the author did, that you're highly productive early in the morning and then again after a midday break. It's also important to remember that your energy levels can vary day by day, so aim for general accuracy rather than perfection in tracking them. Also, respect the limits of your green zone. Overextending these periods can lead to fatigue and reduced productivity over time. Typically, 3 to 5 hours of high-intensity focus is both normal and sustainable for staying within what Nieuwhof refers to as the thrive cycle. In the sections that follow, we'll delve into how to strategically align your tasks with these energy zones for optimal performance and satisfaction. Part 3. Optimize your productivity by aligning tasks with your energy levels. Now that you've mapped out your daily energy cycles into green, yellow, and red zones, it's time to strategically assign tasks to each segment, maximizing efficiency and effectiveness. The core idea here is simple yet powerful. Leverage your peak energy by tackling your most critical tasks when you're at your best. In your green zone, those precious hours when you're most alert and motivated, focus on the tasks that are crucial for your personal and professional growth. These include activities that tap into your unique talents, those things you do effortlessly that others might struggle with. For Carey Nieuwhof, for instance, this included public speaking, a task at which he excels with minimal preparation. But the green zone isn't just for leveraging natural talents. It's also the perfect time for skill enhancement. Use these peak energy hours to engage in activities that foster your personal and professional development. Whether it's pursuing a challenging new project, learning a new skill, or practicing a developing talent, make the most of this time. Your passions should also fall into your green zone. These activities naturally energize you and often overlap with your talents, but also include things you simply love to do. Whether it's a hobby, a creative pursuit, or quality time with loved ones, aligning these with your green zone ensures you tackle them with maximum enthusiasm and energy. Finally, reserve your green zone for impactful work, those key tasks that have the greatest potential to influence your career or personal life objectives. Consider the overarching goals of your life or primary contributions to your organization and dedicate your best hours to these endeavors. As energy levels dip, moving into the yellow zone, shift to tasks that require moderate effort. This could include attending meetings, processing emails, or handling administrative duties. These tasks are necessary but don't necessarily demand high-level creative or strategic thinking. When you hit your red zone, where energy is at its lowest, tackle the least demanding tasks on your list. This might be the time for routine administrative duties, sorting through emails, or even light physical activity, which can be rejuvenating. Effectively, by assigning tasks this way, not only do you ensure that you're working with your natural rhythms, but you're also likely to reduce stress and increase satisfaction with your accomplishments. Start now by taking a closer look at your daily tasks. Classify them based on their demand for energy, passion, and impact. Place those that require the most mental stamina in your green zone, those that require less thought in your yellow zone, and reserve your red zone for tasks that are routine and require minimal focus. By doing so, you'll find that not only are you working smarter, but you're also more fulfilled and less prone to burnout. Part 4. Harness the power of prioritization to conquer distractions and achieve your goals. Imagine this. You arrive at your desk to find a completely clear schedule, a rare chance to dive deep into that project you've been itching to start. But as soon as you settle in, distractions begin to encroach. A quick chat with a colleague, unexpected emails, an urgent meeting. Before you know it, the day has slipped away, and despite your busyness, you've accomplished none of your key goals. This scenario underscores a vital principle. To realize your priorities, you must actively focus on the right tasks and combat distractions. When your schedule is hijacked by these interruptions, it's a clear sign that your priorities are not being protected. This loss of control is not only common, but also detrimental. It shifts your focus from important tasks to urgent, but perhaps less consequential ones. Combating distractions is crucial in our high-tech world where everything vies for your attention. Consider this. Studies show that the average person interacts with their smartphone over 2,000 times a day. With this level of distraction, it's no wonder maintaining focus is a challenge. A proactive step is to mute notifications and create a work environment that minimizes potential distractions. Moreover, just like a plant thrives in an appropriate environment, so do you. Creating a workspace that fosters concentration and efficiency is critical for staying focused on what truly matters. Nonetheless, the reality of work often involves a blend of urgent tasks and important projects. Distinguishing between the two and prioritizing accordingly is key. Urgent tasks demand immediate attention, but aren't necessarily beneficial in the long run, whereas important tasks, though not pressing, are crucial for long-term success and personal fulfillment. Here's where effective prioritization comes into play, leveraging the Pareto principle, which posits that 80% of outcomes come from 20% of efforts, can help identify what tasks yield the highest results. For instance, the author points out that producing high-quality content and cultivating a positive organizational culture are fundamental drivers of value in his work. Such tasks, crucial for achieving overarching goals, often don't present immediate consequences if neglected, which makes them easy to overlook. However, consistently dedicating time to these high-value activities can exponentially elevate your productivity and propel you into what is known as the Thrive cycle. Therefore, it is essential to strategically allocate time each day to engage in these high-impact activities. By doing so, not only do you safeguard your priorities, but you also enhance your ability to make meaningful progress toward your long-term objectives. Part 5. Navigate your social circles wisely and master the art of refusal. Think back to when you were a child visiting your grandmother, who, despite her reluctance, always answered the daily calls from her talkative friend, Nancy. Perhaps you even found yourself enlisted to help end these never-ending conversations. This anecdote reflects a common challenge. Managing our time includes managing our relationships, but doing so without coming across as indifferent or rude. Here's a fundamental lesson to learn. Prioritize the right relationships and master the art of saying no. Let's face it, the people who often demand your time the most may not necessarily be the ones who should have it. At work, it might be the underperformers who resist improvement, or colleagues who consistently entangle you in their issues. Conversely, those who genuinely need and deserve your attention, like your top-performing team members or supportive friends, typically ask for it less frequently. This is where Pareto's principle comes into play again, not just in tasks, but in relationships. Focus 80% of your social and professional time on those who enrich your life and elevate your performance. If you don't set these priorities yourself, someone else will, and not always in your best interest. Interestingly, anthropologist Robin Dunbar's theory sheds light on the natural limits of human social connections. Picture your relationships as a set of concentric circles. At the heart are your closest 3, 5 friendships. The next layer constitutes a wider sympathy group of about 12, 15 significant others. Beyond that, extends to include up to 150 more casual connections. This model illustrates that not all social ties require the same level of emotional investment and maintenance. However, managing these varied relationships inevitably involves declining requests or invitations, a task that many find awkward or guilt-inducing. Here's a gentler approach to saying no. First, acknowledge the request with positivity. I'd love to help with this. Next, express genuine regret. I'm really sorry, but then offer an alternative solution or person. Perhaps another person can assist you on this. And finally, close with gratitude. Thanks for thinking of me. By adopting this method, you can protect your valuable time without sacrificing the quality of your relationships or your professionalism. In essence, navigating your relationships and mastering the soft but firm refusal not only preserves your time for high-priority people and tasks, but also keeps your social transactions both effective and respectful. Part 6. Embrace adaptability to navigate life's unpredictable nature. Consider the author's experience with his new SUV. Over the years, he clocked more than 300,000 miles, yet it remained in top condition. How? The answer was simple: routine maintenance. Just as this proactive care kept the vehicle running smoothly, a similar approach can help manage the inevitable stresses and changes in life, keeping you from spiraling back into stress. The core advice here is: life happens. Focus on what you can control and recalibrate when needed. One practical strategy is to ensure that all your priorities are scheduled, including vital personal time such as family interactions. An empty slot in your calendar might seem like an opportunity for flexibility, but it can quickly become a pitfall. For instance, the author once agreed to a Saturday barbecue simply because he saw an open space in his schedule during a hectic board meeting. However, it's crucial to accept that no week unfolds perfectly according to plan. Striving for perfection in scheduling is not only unrealistic, but also unnecessary. Instead, prioritizing effectively allows you to stay aligned with your goals even when unexpected events occur. Of course, this might seem easier said than done, especially if you feel that your job offers little flexibility with your calendar. If you're in such a position, consider a candid discussion with your supervisor. There might be room for adjustments that better accommodate your peak productivity times or personal commitments. Remember, regardless of your work schedule, you still have control over 128 hours each week outside of the standard 40-hour work week. Life at home can be hectic, particularly during certain life stages, such as parenting young children, caring for ailing relatives, or managing personal health issues. It's possible that a complete recalibration of your approach is necessary as your life circumstances evolve. For instance, launching a major project or embarking on a significant personal challenge might not be feasible during times of major personal commitment or change. When life disrupts your best laid plans, take time to reassess how you're spending your hours. Have your energy zones shifted? What's consuming unnecessary time? Have your priorities changed? Adapting to these changes, rather than resisting them, is key to maintaining your ability to thrive despite life's inherent unpredictability. Always remember, change is inevitable, and flexibility is your ally in maintaining balance and well-being throughout life's various stages. Final summary: the relentless whirlwind of modern life doesn't have to dictate your daily existence. Instead of being overwhelmed by the ubiquity of stress and perpetual busyness, take command by identifying and harnessing your unique energy zones. Allocate your highest energy periods, your green zones, to tasks that require deep focus and align with your most critical goals. By mastering the art of timing, using your peak energy phases for high-value activities, and protecting these periods from less important interruptions, you can maximize both productivity and satisfaction. Learn to guard your priorities diligently, refusing to let them be undermined by the myriad distractions that arise throughout the day. Ultimately, thriving isn't about merely surviving your schedule, but sculpting it in a way that aligns with your personal strengths and priorities. It's about knowing when and where you perform best and structuring your responsibilities around these peaks. By managing your energy wisely, focusing your time effectively, and keeping your core priorities in the spotlight, you not only enhance your performance in all areas of life, but also establish a sustainable rhythm that fosters long-term well-being and success. Thank you for joining me today on this journey of learning and discovery as we explored the insights of another thought-provoking book in our growing library of knowledge. If you've enjoyed our time together, please take a moment to follow our podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and share 20-minute books with other knowledge seekers. Your support truly means a lot. Don't forget to join me again in the next episode, where we will delve into another enriching book. Until then, happy reading and happy listening.